yeah, I thought this is probably a bear. And yeah, or it could be, I was just kind of like, more like, I hope this isn't a bear. That's not going to be good, because the bedroom I'm staying in is actually right off the kitchen. So it's literally, he could have walked right up to me. And yeah, when I came around the corner, I mean, it was only 15 feet away from me. So it was dark, but I could see. And there's our computer sitting on the island. There's an island that's in between, that separates the whole kitchen. So I just got behind that and I was saying, you can't stay here, you gotta go, kind of thing. And it noticed me, and I've had conversations with my friends, and it did what I guess these bears would normally do, and that is go the other direction. So he laughed as we were sort of maneuvering through the room. And there's a garage entrance door here too, and he just walked over to the garage door, opened it, went in the garage, and I was like, okay, problem solved. I'll open the garage and he'll go home. Mm-hmm. So I just opened the door real quick. This door slams behind it too. So he literally opened the door, walked into the garage, and the door closed behind me. So I just ran over, opened the door, hit the garage door opener, and closed the door. And as I was closing it, the garage door apparently spooked him, and it charged right back at the door. And now it's a push in, so it hit the handle and pushed the door in. And now he was kind of upset. I ran down the hall, came around the corner, back behind the kitchen stuff, didn't know where he was. Again, it's not a big place, but I had to keep him upstairs or away from the stairs, that's all I was thinking. And I didn't know if it was back in, so I just went around back to the hall to look. And he was standing right there. So that was the point where somebody had to move, I guess.
And what happened next?
Yeah, I mean, I literally just turned the corner and was like, oh, and bam, he hit me immediately. I mean, I didn't see anything. It wasn't even a second. And then I kind of spun around and hit me in the back and the chest, and I got back behind the counter. And I knew I was hurt. So at that point, it was, I guess the other thing they tell you about bear issues is if all else fails, then just get big, scream, be loud. So I just started, I didn't really have to think about it. I just started screaming at the top of my, as loud as I could. It was probably the loudest I ever screamed. To get out, just telling it. The first thing I said was no, and then just get out, and just kept screaming a few times. And same thing, just when it heard the noise, walked the other direction, opened the door, and left.
Your kids were sleeping downstairs, and was that kind of, I imagine that had to have been your worst fear, was that he would get down there and hurt them instead of, somehow getting into it with you.
Yeah, my only fear, really. I mean, I just knew I kind of had to try to not control, but do whatever I could so that whatever movement it made, it was away from the stairs and towards a door. I wanted to try to get a door open. I could have got out of there pretty easily, but everybody was sleeping downstairs. So, I've seen my friends talk bears out of their houses or garages and properties, and so I was kind of just following that lead, and it was working. Yeah. Well, this bear didn't want anything to do with me. Mm-hmm. Started to leave. But at the same time, yeah, he's just too used to doing this. Lots of houses around here. easy access, moved through 4 doors while I watched it. You know, I watched him move through 3 doors without even as quickly as a human would go through the door. So yeah, I just that was really my only worry the whole time. As soon as Hazel came up, I knew I need to keep Hazel calm. In fact, she said she felt good to somebody because I stayed calm.
So CPW, of course, ultimately found this bear. Yeah, it was a problem bear. This was not the first time that it had come this close, even as you said before, and they put it down. What's your response to, you know, that decision?
Yeah, I've talked to those guys. You know, it's kind of funny because, you know, some of it's kind of guilty feeling almost. And like I said, you know, it seemed like I was doing everything the right way. And then there's that split second where it just sort of fell apart. So in that sense, I kind of felt bad about it, you know. And at the same time, I realized it couldn't stay because they'd probably be back the next day. The same bear, like it's come in. I think it's been into these houses before. They do believe it's the same one, and other houses. And you know, it was doing the normal things. It was moving away from me. It wasn't really aggressive, but as soon as we met, you know, in the hallway, he had to get me out of there, I guess. Had to move me. But then left, you know, I mean, I literally went from thinking, this is it. This is how I die. Like, this is bizarre. That's literally what my first thought was when I ran behind the table. I'm like, seriously, I'm going to get killed by a bear. And that's why I'm screaming. And when he walked out and left, I had this like wave come over of, wow, this is like a whole new world. So they've talked to me about it. They made it very clear there's absolutely no way they could have handled it any other way. At this point in time, what they know about the history and everything, it was something they couldn't avoid anymore. So.